welcome to my channel. Ellarie here. Today I filmed, I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video. I'm sure if you clicked on the title I figured it out, but right now I don't know. I got a little bit of everything going on here. I use the Nicol Concilio and Violet Voss collab. I am a fan of the Violet Voss eyeshadows. Been using it for a while, so I was excited to see she collaborated with Nicol Concilio, who is such a cool, sweet, bubbly girl. I've met her quite a few times and love being around her. She's awesome. So congrats, Nicol. The palette looks beautiful and you guys will see how I used it if you continue to watch this tutorial. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me over here on my socials. You guys know the drill. And then continue to watch to see how I got the look. So this is the palette we're using today, the Violet Voss Nicol Concilio collab. If you follow me, you know that I've used Violet Voss eyeshadow palettes plenty of times. I pretty much have used them ever since she's came out with her eyeshadow line. I think the quality is really good, great pigmentation, so they are one of my favorite palette brands. I'm sure you guys have already seen it all over the internet, but here's what it looks like. Got some mattes, some transitions, some shimmers, little colors. So I think the color scale is pretty good. I immediately gravitated towards this one, but I decided to pull back and use a different color for this tutorial I'm doing today, even though I might still pop it down here. I haven't decided yet. But anyways, we're just gonna get right into it. So the first color I'm gonna use is called Hangry, which I am right now. I'm using Dose of Colors blending brush, and I'm gonna add this as my first transition color. The next color I'm going to use is called Hey Girl, and I'm using the Morphe 518 blending brush, going right below and blending it into that first color. Then to darken up the crease even more, I'm using Morphe's small tapered blending brush, one of my faves, and chocolate, and I'm going to add that starting in the outer crease and slowly working it a little towards the center. OMG. I didn't even put no primer on. Guys, that's important. Ruined everything. I didn't put any eyeshadow primer on this eye, but on this eye, not this eye. And that's going to be really important for this lid color, because I feel like this one's going to be a little dull if I don't add some primer to it now. So I'm not going to wipe everything off though. We don't have that kind of time. But I am going to quickly add in some primer to my eyelid. Benefits don't stray. I'm just gonna add a couple dabs to my lid. I can't believe I forgot to do that. So freaking fast. Now I'm gonna go into Palm Tree. This is Dose of Colors concealer brush, just a flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to put Palm Tree all over my lid. Now, as you can see right away, the shadow is way more vibrant on this side than this side because the primer is more concentrated over here. But for now, I'm just going to keep going and finish this eye, and I'll fix this one off camera as soon as I'm done with this one. Anyways, yeah, after you add Palm Tree, the eyeshadow, I put a little bit of this Makeup Geek pigment on top. It's called Insomnia. I've used this a few times before. One of my favorite Makeup Geek pigments. And I just use a little bit to tap over the eyeshadow to make it kind of less lime green and a little bit more like mermaid green. Now I'm going to blend the crease, the transitions. I'm trying not to open my eyes too much because until I put my setting spray on, I might get a little bit of transfer. So I'm just going to blend in the crease, going back and forth with all the colors that I used and just getting it as gradient as possible before I move on to the rest of the face. Okay, moving on to the rest of the face, I'm going to add the Farsali Unicorn Essence Skin Enhancing Serum. I've only used this a couple of times. I'm still trying to fill it out to see if I notice a difference and if I really like it. Now I'm going to add my foundation, which I'm running out for. Hopefully I have enough for this tutorial. I'm using this Lancome foundation in the shade 465. And of course my beauty blender. And as I clean under my eyes, I'm just kind of like cleaning my eyeshadow up a little bit as well. I'm gonna go through everything else pretty quickly, but I did want to stop and say that I'm using a different concealer today. OMG, I rarely ever switch up my full glam concealer. It's always a matte pro long wear day whenever I do glam. But everybody has been saying such great things about this Tarte Shape Tape. I have never used it before. I just now opened it. I got the shade Tan Sand. So today I'm going to decide if, you know, I found a new love. I'm going to blend out each area at a time because no matter what the Instagram videos say, baby, putting it all over your face and letting it set a little bit before blending it out right away is much harder. And I've done it several times and I always regret it. So the color that I chose is a little light, so it's going to be a heavier highlight. They did have one that was closer to my skin tone that probably would have been more on the natural side, but it's thicker than Max Pro Longwear, that's for sure. Not heavy thick, but it's definitely thicker than my usual highlight. And it actually has a nice scent to it. So far, I'm liking it. I definitely cleaned this one up way higher than this one. Today is not clearly my day of being symmetrical. Anyways, I'm about to set my concealer with Sacha Buttercup powder per usual. I always try to get the powder on before the concealer dries up all the way. Now I'm just dusting away any excess powder before adding my contour. For my contour, still using the Ebony bronzer from the CoverGirl Queen collection. This is Morphe's M570 brush. Switching to the Luxie Jady Wady nose contour brush for my nose. Finally going to add a light veil of my Laura Mercier translucent powder underneath my contour to make it pop out, underneath my eyes and over my nose to blend in that nose contour. And I'm going to dust it away using Cosette's S123 brush. I'm going to dip it into this matte Bare Minerals foundation powder in Warm Deep, and it's a loose powder, so I just dip it in and then tap it off like this, and then I go directly into my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish to mix those two products together, and then I sweep away the translucent powder. Now I'm just using this softer brush by Becca to blend my contour in a little bit better. The brush that I use to add the powder is a little bit more dense, so it applies a little bit heavier, and this one is softer, so it's going to blend it in better. I always like to apply my contour with a dense brush and then blend it out with a softer brush, whether it's a cream or a powder. Now I'm going to add my highlight. First, I'm using Lucy from Gerard Cosmetics, no stranger to my channel. It's a hot mess, so I can't really show a close-up, but they come in these little gold compacts. Mine's is all crushed up, but I kind of like it like that. I just use what's on this part of the lid. This is the 105 brush from e.l.f. I wear this highlighter by itself all the time, but when I want that gold to like really come through, I add on the Artist Couture LeBron's Diamond Glow powder. This is also a rose gold powder. It's a loose powder, of course. The Gerard Cosmetics powder is supposed to be a pressed powder, but like I said, it broke up and kind of turned into a loose powder. Anytime I wear the LeBron's loose powder, I always put Lucy underneath because they're both kind of rose gold powders, except this one doesn't have as much rose gold in it as this one. So this one has a little bit more like coppery gold into it that I feel like enhances the Lucy powder. See how I made it like a little bit more goldy rose gold? Like rose gold and not just rose gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna add a little schmitty bit of blush. I'm using Rich Peach by Black Radiance. And I only like dab it in there softly because it's really pigmented, and if you swirl it in there, you're gonna have like clown cheeks. You gotta be careful with this. So before I spray my face, I'm gonna clean up my crease a little bit with my transition colors because I got a little bit of transfer since I didn't use any type of adhesive for the loose pigment or anything, so that when I spray my setting spray, it will help keep my eyeshadow in place. I'm using Pixie's Makeup Fixing Mist. Let that dry, and then I'm gonna finish one eye and be back for the other. Okay, I finished up one eye clearly. Not really sure how I'm feeling about it yet, but we are going to continue. So first I use the matte navy slim cream liner by Jouer and put this all over my waterline. Then I use Morphe's M508 brush, a really small smudger brush, and I'm going to dip that into Pingy, and I'm just going to smudge that across my lower lash line. First I just went over the blue to kind of soften it up a bit. Now I'm just adding a little bit of Hey Girl right on that transition line to make it blend into my under eye area just a little bit more smooth. Now I'm going to add my top wing liner using Lancome's Grandiose in black. I'm using Huda Beauty's Sasha Lashes. While the glue is setting a little bit, I'm going to add some mascara. This is Pure's Fully Charged Mascara. Finally, I'm just going to go over my lash band with my liquid liner, and we're done. That was about some fun.
So you're not going to help me just because you're doing a thinking video?
Show everyone your teeth real quick, even though you're interrupting me.
Show my new iPad.
Give everyone a big smile. Yo, she lost her tooth today. Lo, she lost her tooth today. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. What do you want for Christmas? Your two front teeth?
Yeah.
That's all you want, right? No toys?
I'll see toys and I too.
All right.
Wait, Mommy. Did we still have the Skittles?
No, we don't have any Skittles. Be right back.
Ma.
What? Alright, I almost thought I was done until I realized that my lips are still ashy. I'm not really sure how I feel about these lippies that I chose, because since my eyes have green and blue and brown, like normally like a sane person would think, okay, just put on a very soft nude or almost a clear gloss because you got too much going on. But I mean, I'm a little insane, so I'm still sticking in the nude family. I'm going to use some brown glosses. I'm using Bite Me and Strange Love from the Too Faced. Let me flip it over this way. Bite Me, Strange Love. This is from the Too Faced Melted Latex line. So my thoughts are to add this darker one like all over and put this lighter one in the center, because I think that'll be better as opposed to putting this darker one on the outside and the lighter one. We're about to see. I don't know, never used these before, so we're about to see how it looks. I'm going to first add the Farewell Feathering Lip Liner from CoverGirl. It is basically a universal lip liner. It's translucent, and you can also see my lips right here on the packaging. And the purpose of this is to be able to use with any lip color that you have that may or may not bleed. If you don't feel comfortable using a lip liner that's an actual color, or you can't find a color that you need, this is a clear lip liner that works as like a wax barrier in between the lip color you put on. So for instance, over the weekend or even on Instagram, there's a picture that I wore very recently. I have on a red gloss. Hopefully I'll find it and put the picture right here somewhere. I have on a red gloss, and I used this liner with the gloss, and I liked the gloss very much so that I put it in my purse, and I forgot to put the liner in the purse. So the next day I ended up wearing the gloss again, didn't have the liner, and it bled a little bit. So you don't need to match it up with the color, you don't need to ombre, you just put it on and it goes with any lip color. So I'm going to use it today with my latex glosses. I don't know if they bleed on their own or not, but better safe than sorry. Okay, so there you have it, guys. I know I probably took a little risk with not only this eye but pairing it with this lip, but it's just makeup. I like it, and hopefully some of y'all liked it too. But I just like using colors. I like doing things that other people wouldn't normally do, and that is one thing that I love to do. I love trying colors that don't necessarily go with each other and making them go. Like, you gonna go. I don't know. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you guys go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Of course, let me know what you want to see in the comments. But until then, love you guys. Mwah.